Every Wednesday morning I meet with Ori, the founder of Upfront. He's my client and we work on retainer. So we meet on Wednesday morning to discuss what we're gonna work on this week. But today it's already 8:30, which means I have to leave for the appointment and he's not answering me. And I guess that means he worked really late last night and now he's oversleeping and he's not up yet. But since I can't leave for the meeting, you know what that means. That's right, it is early morning drone practice time. That was so fun. Some people were concerned that I'm gonna go all Casey with the drone in the vlog, but I'm probably not gonna do that since I'm not traveling as much as Casey and it would be boring to do drone shots every day of Tel Aviv. But I really just want to do it for fun. I really enjoy flying it and I want to get into putting the VR glasses and flying it, you know, first person view. So I think that should be fun. Anyway, Ori still hasn't woke up, so I guess I'll head home to get breakfast. Okay, turned out Ori was not sleeping, but rather he flew to New York yesterday and forgot to tell me. So we kind of had a WhatsApp meeting right now over what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna work on it right now. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is I've got the same question from several people over the last few days, which was, I'm a young person, kid, whatever, and I want to get into design and development, and what should I do? What the first thing is that I should do? So first of all, I've made a video sharing my story, how I started at the age of 16, so I will link that and watch it. But in this video I want to talk about not my personal story, but rather like practical things that I would do today if I would start and I didn't know anything, what I think is the best way to start with design. Alright, so there are three things that I would do, and I would actually do them one after another. So I'll start with the first one, and the first one is learning technical skills. Because today design is mostly done on the computer and you have to know the tools to work with, then the first step would be to learn the tool, even to a basic degree. The tools that you need to learn are obviously dependent on what kind of designer you want to be. If you are trying to be a web designer, app designer, some kind of a designer that designs UI, then probably my advice would be to learn Sketch. If you want to do other types of design, such as branding or graphic design or photo editing or photo manipulation or 3D, then that depends. Perhaps you should learn Photoshop. Photoshop is also something that's pretty basic that everybody should know around design. So when I started, there wasn't much stuff over the internet, and I learned mostly from lynda.com, which still I think is a great resource, so check lynda.com. If you want some kind of a really full-length course that by the end of it you'll learn the application pretty good. But today I think there is so much like free content over YouTube and other places, so it really depends on you what's the best way that you learn. Maybe you learn with books, maybe you learn, I don't know, maybe you want to go to an actual class to meet with other people. It really depends on how you're working, but since you watch this YouTube video, perhaps just search YouTube how to learn Sketch or Sketch tutorials. That'll be a great place to start. Right, once you've learned the basic programs and software skills, you can start just doing stuff for fun. You can try to copy other people's style or just stuff that you like. If you like stuff like this poster, try to make this poster. If you like an app, try to recreate an app. Just experiment and try to gain some kind of a mileage using the software. Now, even though software is very important, knowing how to use a tool without having the idea of what to do with it is actually kind of meaningless. Again, you can copy other people's work and that's nice, but if you want to really start to do meaningful design, understand how to solve problems and really get into the conceptual part of design thinking, then you really need to learn the theory. To learn the theory, the best thing would be is to just read lots of books. You can probably find this information on the internet as well, but I think in this case a lot of stuff is really on books. books like the classic books on grids for typography, and a lot of books. Check out the books that I've shared in my book recommendation, but there is a lot of theoretical books on design and the history of design and history of art. You have to kind of get into the theory and the process of how to work as a designer. So reading a lot of books, watching a lot of, again, videos, or this is not tutorials, again, because this is not technical. This is learning how to think like a designer. If you want to go to design school, that's awesome, but I suppose that if you've asked this question here, you're not going to get a full degree in design, and you're asking how to learn it by yourself. So that reading lots of books and watching videos about design theory is probably the next step. So now you know the tech stuff about being a designer, you have the theoretical knowledge about how to design, but there's only a limit to how much you can do by yourself. And if you really want to become a good designer, then the only way to do it is by interacting with other people, other designers that will give you feedback on your work, that will mentor you, and to actually start working and doing projects for clients. So in order to do that, you need to start engaging with other people. That can be by going to meetups or events, or going to hackathons, or trying to get a job, after you've played around and curated a portfolio of just imaginative works, or trying to get an internship, because there's a limit. If you only try to do it by yourself without getting feedback from other people, without learning, then you can never be a truly good designer. So the next part is growing your network and engaging with other designers in whatever way fits you. All right, the day's over, and I'm preparing right now for the first ever live event of the Flux for the Patreon community, and I'm very excited. I never did a live event before. I hope everything will work out fine technically and we'll have a great time. I have the Google Hangouts here ready, put some lighting because it's already nighttime in Israel, and hoping for a great time. All right, that was like 1 hour of talking straight. I hope that turned out cool and the guys watching it enjoyed. I will now go to rest a little bit and hope you guys had a wonderful day. I'll catch you tomorrow.